Hello, ladies and gentlemen and business owners. My name is Daryl Guberman. I've been warning you about going on planes, whether it's American Airlines, whether it is Spirit, whether it's Virgin Atlantic, or whether it's United. You hear the CEOs complaining about the quality of Boeing. I've been involved with quality for over 40 plus years. I just got out of a meeting. I'm going to read you the note that I sent, or email that I sent to David Calhoun, the CEO of Boeing. Mind you this, when Dennis Muhlenberg got all caught up in the Ethiopian Air and Malaysian Air aircraft, there were over 7 people out of 12 on the Boeing board that could vote him a raise or give him a bonus and scoot him out of there. Well, he got what he got. I think it's $36 million. David Calhoun was one of those individuals that had a vote on that. Maybe he was a golfing buddy, and I say this in all honesty. They need a guy like me there. I roll up my sleeves. I've got 40 plus years in quality. I have a BS degree in management. I've got many diplomas, certificates in composites, plastics, non-ferrous metallurgy, and aluminum, titanium alloys, heat treatment, etc. I'm a certified level 2 penetrant inspector. This goes to Dave Calhoun, and I wanted to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you're in shit if you go on one of those planes. I really mean it, because what Boeing did is Boeing, through their accreditation body that they forced on their suppliers' throats, the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board, which combined together in 2018, they were the source inspector for Boeing from 2002 to present. There is a supplier notification that stated that we really don't want to do outside inspection anymore. It'll be held for those companies who have an AS 9100 certificate, which is the ISO standard for aerospace. I'm going to tell you emphatically, they gave up inspection. The piece of paper doesn't have a head, doesn't have a brain, doesn't have feet, doesn't have hands, doesn't have a heart. Give us your piece of paper, AS 9100. We don't have to send inspection, and send us your parts. That has been Boeing's methodology from 2002 to present. What makes matters even worse is that the FAA in 2009 gave FAA regulatory authority to Boeing. You can't make this up. So for 15 years, they basically were a regulator. Now, personally, for me, if I was the CEO of Boeing and they gave me that type of authority, I'd be proud. I'd be out on the floor as the CEO, talking with the employees, letting them know how great we have it. We have this capability. Those that didn't follow it, fire them. I don't care what the union says, fire them. If they were lazy, complacent, get rid of them. That goes for the people on the floor, to the management, all the way up the line. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to read you this letter that I most recently sent to David Calhoun. I hope he received it. Maybe a secretary received it, who knows? I got his email address. That will be a direct contact to him. It is absolutely abominable when you see that ANSI, ANAB, and Boeing sit together, harmoniously together. They are sitting by their accreditation body with 7 different registrars that sit on ANSI's board next to the Boeing, Lockheed, FAA, etc. They're all in bed together. So let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, can a regulator regulate a regulator? Because that's what you're looking at with Boeing. When they say, we came out with a robust system, run, and here it is. The work of the individual still remains a spark that moves mankind ahead, even more so than teamwork. Igor Sikorsky. Personal and confidential. David, I am Daryl Guberman, an expert of 40 plus years within the confines of quality and manufacturing, aerospace, medical implants, medical materials, printing, and plastic distribution, where I dealt with all industries. I and my team have attempted to offer you and Boeing my services to assist in the rollout, dissemination, and execution of a global, company-wide, integral process and systematic quality improvement program. If allowed to improve processes and systems, I and my team will diminish quality escapes within 6 to 12 months by 60%, if not higher. Being involved in aerospace for almost 12 years between 1983 and 1995, I have built a balanced methodology over time through education and experience that once implemented, Boeing's quality shall not be just cutting edge. It shall be admired throughout the industry and the world. I must confess, David, when I saw Boeing relinquish customer audits to ANSI ANAB AS9100 certified suppliers, I was astonished. How a piece of paper was purported to define a company's quality for Boeing and ship the company parts without auditing was a poor choice. The decision had ramifications that has precipitated in today's quality quagmire at Boeing. In 2009, the FAA gave regulatory authority to Boeing, which in combination with the supplier notification of 2002 has matured into a clear manifestation of present and future disaster. Please do not disregard the letter and attachments. I am giving you an opportunity to right the ship of Boeing. Attached are letters from customers who wrote them when I applied to ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, for their director-at-large position in 2022. You will also find a bio statement which will illuminate you to my personal and professional background. My Boeing poem for quality. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but with a chuckle he replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face if he worried he hit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it." But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin without a doubting or quit it, he started to sing when he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin and take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle that thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it, David Calhoun. Me, I will do it for you. Suggestion to David Calhoun. You should cancel, without a doubt, your ANSI ANAB membership and your relationships. Hire me and my company to assist you overcome this nightmare, because if you don't, I promise you, every CEO that has an airline are going to be having a devastation, and I don't make that up. It's going to be a fact. Step 3, issue a press release to get off ANSI ANAB who are underwriters, meaning that if that door popped off Alaska Air, they are as legally responsible as you because they are underwriters, and we have the documents, several of them from the United States government, that state ANSI ANAB are underwriters for the International Accreditation Forum Incorporated in Delaware. The IF, International Accreditation Cooperation Incorporated in Delaware. ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation in Australia, which means that ANSI ANAB share in your liability. You should not take this just on the chin, but you allowed ANSI ANAB for 22 years to be your source inspectors, so you are more culpable than they are, really. They're off the hook. You gave them authority. The FAA gave you authority. So when they come back in and try to give you some information, it is like, it's a moot point. We have the information on ANSI ANAB being an underwriter. Boeing should be angry because ANSI ANAB and associates, the International Aerospace Quality Group, the Society for Automotive Engineers, just to name a few, allow a false sense of assurance of quality from your suppliers to your aircraft. My name is Daryl Guberman. I am 203-556-1493. My email address is Daryl, DARYLTQRS @yahoo.com. I wanted to get this out, especially to the CEOs who are really disgusted with Boeing's quality. I can attest to that, and I have proof where they skipped quality processes, fudged documentation. Most recently, in their Bell Boeing composite facility, they were caught. The DOJ came in, all the rest of that crap. Fined them $8.1 million for fudging documentation again between 2007 and 2018. David Calhoun, I feel bad for him. He was handed a hill of shit, and now he's got to be the punching bag. But for $22 million, you roll with the flow, and you're out on the golf course. I thank you.